Hi guys, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we defeated the one that the Medrith guy told us to, and I think now we should go back and ask him what he thinks about that. He might not be too happy about it. I'm thinking he might not be happy about it. I'm thinking there might be battle. I am not fan, but I think it is very likely. What's been wondering me? That was very German of me. What's been worrying me, what I've been wondering, is he said she killed, or he accused her of killing children because her own was hollow-born, so I assumed Grieving Mother would be her. But now I think it might not be her, so I might have to go back to him first and then see what this Grieving Mother business is about. And I'm gonna ask this guy about Alice, or however you pronounce her name, the daughter of the Lord, because that guy said that the people here more interested in their swines, and that reminded me of him. Let's see. Medrith. Chit chat.
Hello.
Let's ask him about Alice first. That sounds good. I'm also looking for a woman named Alice Harrand. Have you seen her? Afraid not. Just been watching for a knife for you. Okay. Well, I think I've met her. Excellent. Then go back to her and tell her you didn't see anyone looking for her. Got it? She told me she was on the run. Let's see. But the rest of her story was different from yours. Of course it was. She's not going to tell you she's a child killer, is she? He makes a broad waving motion towards town. Look, you won't let a monster like that go free, will you? You want justice done. I can see it in your eyes, so go back to get her to come out. I don't want to attack him, but
Well,
I
my
am
friend.
going to tell him that I've already killed her. Oh. That means I don't have to stick around this mud hole any longer. He fishes a coin pouch out of his cloak. You have my thanks. House Dumanel will be grateful too. Farewell. Yeah, I don't... Ooh, that is different. You said she was a murderer. What does the Dumanel family have to do with it? He shrugs. I may have stretched the truth a little. Oh, now he's being honest. But she was definitely a double-crossing thief, so you've still done the Durwood a service. Let's not forget that you've also done the Dumanels a service, and they're good friends to have. That's why I did the thing. No, I'm not gonna attack him. He's just a bounty hunter. He just does what he's paid for. Let's see. Oh, that was just them disappearing over the horizon. Let's see if that does anything for my house. No, House Dumanel reputation is still faintly mixed. Well, it was worth a try. Now let's ask the guy about his swines, but not about his swines, but about Alice. Yeah, the music is very like Lord of the Rings. Not
God's
Shire, but like, what is that part called? Where Boromir dies, and then Frodo and Sam take the ship across, and that basically the end of Fellowship of the Rings. That's what it sounds like. Seen it. Let's not be rude. Everyone was rude in the last episode, so I'm not gonna be rude. Seen any sign of Alice Harrand? His hands curl into knobby fists. How many times do I have to repeat myself? I already told those snooping guys I haven't seen her. That kept them from nosing around my property. Okay. I take it you haven't seen her then. Man, I kind of want to snoop around your property now, because that was very suspicious. But... oh, hello. Any souls? Villagers? Oh, a guard? No, the guards are rude. I don't like the guards. There's nothing particularly interesting. Oh, there's something I can plug. That's good. And there's something I can steal. If he wasn't just like walking right up to it.
Eyes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm gonna steal it later. Now, what was this Grieving Mother be? Ooh.
Lay low.
Beep beep. Oh yeah, why not? Grieving Mother. That's a different type of mother. Are you a companion? This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth, draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads of the long, fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're here. I was hoping to ask you some questions. The mother doesn't respond. The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving. And the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townfolk you've seen. There's a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack color, and the shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downward, the hair becomes long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. What? She's forming a soul cradle with the threads braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly, you're calm. You're on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist. Although whether it is actual mist or distance or recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist rolling softly into a sealed chamber, and focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You're on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists and your hands. Your hands are in motion, weaving, not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Berath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the ground crowning of a tiny head turning into your grip. Its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing, crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. Of that you are certain. And coaxed by your hand, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul. But it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at the first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The experience. That is a lovely idea to have, as the midwife, have chimes on your wrist that the child hears something nice. Oh! The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotion seems soothed. The physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here. The child is safe. And all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back into the real world. This whole passage had the word coaxing a lot. Way too much. It doesn't sound like a real word anymore. I think I might be pronouncing it wrong. The woman still sits before you, but she's nothing like what you first saw. She's wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face, like a veil. I know nothing about this person yet, but I already love the character introduction. That is just beautiful. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she's glad to at last be seen. Oh. What did you do to me? Who are you? What was that? Get away from me. No, I'm gonna be nice to her. She seems very nice. Who are
I
you?
am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
I like you already. Your voice is very nice. There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound. Softly, her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm.
Is she a watcher? Did she just read my soul?
The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
My options are: I encountered a Bewick, yes, and it did something to me. We were attacked in the woods, blah blah blah. Be cautious what you read in my mind without my leave. What happened between us and the plateau memory we shared? Yeah, what did happen between us? I kinda do want to know that. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands, uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau, yet the image was so clear, so sharp. You're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
That's me? I've never been able to do that with a living person except you. How was I able to enter your dream? Was I helping a woman give birth? I was in your head and hers. You said you could hear a storm in my thoughts. What do you know of the soul storms?
So many questions. Thoughts whirling
Many
like
questions.
storm winds. That storm still roars through you. Deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels or eroding what keeps your true strength buried.
Huh.
The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
Interesting. There's a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Assemble a thought. I will. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and a calm sky looks down upon you. Hello! I just got an achievement that's very beautiful. It says, The Watcher with 8 friends. Aww. What do you do? Cipher. I love Hiravias. I have written his name wrong in the last video. I just realized that. I should change that. I love him. I want to keep him, but I also... Gosh diddly darn it. I'm gonna I'm gonna send Aloth home for a while. He's been with us for a long
Farewell.
time. So let's use her. Yes, let's see. Let's see what she can do. Ooh. Well, there's some magic happening, and it looks kind of scary. Grieving Mother. Fighting Spirit. What's Second Wind? Endurance, always good. Soul Whip. Causes the Cypher's weapons to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out at the target, increasing damage inflicted and generating focus for the Cypher. Eye Strike. Shocks an enemy's visual receptors, dazing and blinding. Okay. Phantom Foes. Invades the minds of targets in the area of effect, causing them to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for the duration. Recall Agony. Causes the target to relive the psychic trauma of an injury moments after receiving it, experiencing the damage all over again. Okay. Fractured Volition. Violates an enemy's memory to bring vivid recollections of past failures to the surface, leaving the target hobbled and weakened. Okay, so she does status damage, basically. Dominated by the Cypher for duration. Wait, what? Does that mean she can control them? For like 21 seconds. Soul Ignition forces an enemy soul to leak energy, igniting the air around them and burning them over time. Wow, that's a lot of burn damage. That sounds good. Pain Block. Provides an ally with a mental block on his or her pain, granting a bonus to their damage reduction and regenerating endurance over time. That's good stuff. Produces a psychic howl in the targeted area, stunning the target as well as dealing raw damage to all enemies within. Stands a high chance of causing an interrupt. She is quite passive. Maybe I should have switched her for someone else. But we'll see what we're doing with her. So I really
Your will, Watcher.
maybe talk to me.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
It always does. I had questions for you. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. Oh. You addressed me as a watcher when we met. Do you know what a watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she's going to fade from our vision. As if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle. A familiar one.
I like her. Yet I do not know from where it came. If I've given offense... Oh no, sweetie, you didn't! Oddly enough, it feels like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I've given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Oh, she's like coal. I just want to protect her. Why are you afraid? I do not know. It is an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. Yeah, she's totally coal. Okay, I kind of want that crossover where Cole and the Grieving Mother meet and just be weird together. That would be lovely. How is it no one can see
Their
you?
eyes see, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn,
Oh.
hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear, a peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing.
Interesting.
As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
Are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask. I want to discuss something different. I wanted to know more about
And
you,
I
yes.
In
Aw.
asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
Why are you called the Grieving Mother? The air seems to go still for a moment. Oops, I should not have asked that. And time stretches as it did before, when the two of you first met. There is a wash of uncertainty from her mind, slowly shaping into questions that swirl and do not coalesce. She does not move. She seems paralyzed, as if you have just wrapped her in a cold blanket. I'm sorry!
That is a question for you, not I.
Oh,
That is not my name, although if you wish to hang the title on me, I cannot stop you. Is that what you see when your eyes fall upon me?
so I named you? As a watcher, you may see what I do not, or your mind shapes the thoughts I project into a new meaning. There is truth in that title, but it is not all I am. What do you grieve, then? You must have felt it, seen it. It has as many names as the pain it has caused. As the words take shape, they seem to tumble from her, and the wave is great, rushing into your mind. To your surprise, you feel as if you've been touched by the beadwork again, and behind it, cutting through the torrent like a knife, are the thoughts of the Grieving Mother. There is a wound cut across the belly of the world, a jagged knife that has stripped the stems from men and carved furrows across the wombs of women. There is much I have forgotten, but I can feel the wound all around me. It will not let me rest, not let me be. The children have gone silent, yet their voices may be heard again. You're speaking of the Hollowborn, she definitely is. The word. There is a slowness of thoughts, as if the word is being weighed, accepted. It doesn't feel natural to her, you can sense it. It was once unknown to me, as was much of what unfolded in the outside world. When the curse came upon us, I thought it a smaller thing, a thing of communities and hearths. Her thoughts seemed to stumble, as if on weak legs. It was only when I walked did I feel it stretching out around me, in all the cracks of the world. Children have been cursed. I do not think it was something they caused, nor something deserved. That which is inside them has been torn apart. I do not know how, but this wound must be stitched close. The world bleeds forth from between a woman's legs. If this blood is not stemmed, the world will die and grow quiet. Do you know its cause? There is a desperation, a welling fear. You can almost feel her thoughts shivering, and you realize she is as lost as you are on the matter. And then a sudden sharp clarity. I shall know it. Through you. Your eyes will track the cause, find the path, and I will be beside you. There is no wound that cannot be healed, and if you are truly a watcher, then this wound may be seen for what it is. You saw me where I hid. Whoever's hands have stilled the world, you shall see them too, if there's no way to heal it, what then? I will be there, and you will do what must be done. You were given your sight so that you may watch the world, and you will tend it. The children shall have their voice again. If your will is weak, then I shall strengthen it. Lean upon me. You feel a weight in her words, as if her hands are on your shoulders. You feel the question in your mind lose their edge, and become merely words, as I lean upon you. You shall be my eyes, as I shall be your hands when the time comes. What do you think of the Durwood and the Empire? Those titles are markings on a map, and channel people's minds in violent directions. Such things are a threadbare blanket cast over the world where men and women seek more importance than simply being. How do you see the world, then? The world is a field of souls, tilled by Barath's wheel. The thought of cultures and territories do not concern me. The sowing and harvest of the field does. Barath's wheel has slowed, perhaps stopped altogether. Whatever words, titles, laws, and blades not devoted to carving away the harm or healing that wound holds little importance for me. Where are you from? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision. Then there is the sound of the chimes bound on her wrist, as she reaches out to the air in front of you, as if grasping it, then pushing it aside. I have travelled far. So far that even the memory of such a place is distant. Past the word, the chime echoes in your head, and it seems to echo again, as if falling down a long stone crevice and never reaching the bottom. The chill persists for a heartbeat longer, then fades. The memory is lost. But I do not feel as if the memory I hold is the same as home.
And I you. In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
What? Let's continue on our journey. That was a very interesting encounter. I am intrigued. I'm going to keep her around for a bit, see how she does in battle. And if I'm not happy, I will switch her out with someone else. Probably Aloth, because I've really grown quite fond of having my mage, my squishy elf mage in the party. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But for now, she's with us. And I will finish this episode here. We found a new companion. I'm very excited. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment and a like, and maybe click the little subscribe button below to see more of my videos of Pillars of Eternity and any other games. I should mention, just recall that I recently bought Outlast in a Humble Bundle, and if I ever finish Alien Isolation and feel like torturing myself a little further, I might play that at some point in the future. So that should be something to look forward to, because that will probably be fun. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this. See you in the next episode. Bye!